Thomas Tuchel reacts to Chelsea's disappointing result against Everton. Chelsea boss Thomas Tuchel has commented on his side's disappointing result against Everton on Thursday night. The Blues draw 1-1 against the Toffees, with Mason Mount giving his side the lead after 70 minutes before Jarrad Branthwaite equalised just 4 minutes later. A point at home sees Chelsea lose pace on Premier League leaders Manchester City after 17 games played, with the German boss side now 4 points behind them. Speaking to BT Sport after the game, Tuchel gave his thoughts on the game and the reason as to why Chelsea dropped points yet again. Football is almost never one reason why things go this way. One big reason is for sure the chances we missed today. I think we missed big chances in first half to get the result. Second half was, we did not find the rhythm consistently. We tried to bring on energy from the bench but was hard. We had the lead and gave it away with one free kick. Chelsea had a multitude of chances to open the scoring in the first half, with efforts going narrowly wide of the post or being saved by Jordan Pickford. They eventually took the lead midway through the second half as Reece James played Mount through in the box, with the latter firing past the goalkeeper. However, their lead did not last long as a rare Everton chance from a set piece was bundled in by Branthwaite, much to the appreciation of the travelling fans. Despite only losing once in recent weeks since the end of September, Chelsea have really struggled in their previous games, with Thursday's result being another case of unnecessary dropped points. Chelsea boss Thomas Tuchel has refused to use the fact that the Blues were without several first-team players due to them testing positive for COVID-19 as an excuse for dropping points against Everton. Romelu Lukaku, Timo Werner, Callum Hudson-Odoi and Ben Chilwell were all absent due to contracting COVID-19, whilst Kai Havertz didn't play as he awaits his test results. Speaking to BT Sport after the match, a deflated Tuchel refused to make excuses for his side. When asked if the number of absences could be used as an excuse for the Blues dropping points at home to Everton, he said, "It would be an excuse. It is obvious we miss a lot of players, big personalities and regular starters. It is a fact, but we will not use it as an excuse." Chelsea fans make Saul Niguez claim after Blues dropped points against Everton. Chelsea fans have simply had enough of loan signing Saul Niguez after he was involved in the moment that led to the Blues dropping vital points in the title race against Everton. Saul, 27, was introduced to proceedings in the 65th minute with Ross Barkley, and it's safe to say that move from Thomas Tuchel didn't work out at all. Alongside his terrible cross near the end of the game which killed a promising attack for the title race contenders, his poor marking and understanding for the Everton equaliser which came 4 minutes after Mason Mount opened the scoring proved detrimental on the result that has now boosted Liverpool and Man City's title chances. For Jarrad Branthwaite's equaliser, a mixture of a lack of communication between Saul and Antonio Rudiger allowed the defender to sneak in at the back post and steer in his effort past the Edouard Mendy. Questions post-match will be asked of Tuchel for his substitute of the out-of-favour Atletico Madrid man, but fans were quick to jump on his case after the final whistle went, with some delivering scathing criticism of their number 17 for this season. Tuchel may blame the COVID-19 crisis for the result in game week 17 against an Everton side who were on their knees, but the harsh reality is that his decision to bring on the 27-year-old has backfired in the end. Thomas Tuchel explains bizarre Trevoh Chalobah substitution against Everton. Thomas Tuchel insists his decision to bring on defender Trevoh Chalobah during the closing stages of last night's disappointing draw against Everton was an attacking tactical decision. The Blues, who were missing the likes of Romelu Lukaku, Timo Werner and Kai Havertz, created enough opportunities to put the game out of the visitors' reach during a one-sided first half, but had to wait until the 70th minute to break the deadlock. In form, Mason Mount looked to have sealed the victory with his 4th goal in 5 games, but Everton responded almost immediately with Jarrad Branthwaite prodding home at the far post, capitalising on some shoddy Chelsea marking. To the bafflement of the Stamford Bridge supporters, Tuchel responded by bringing on Chalobah, but the youngster failed bring the chaos factor his manager was hoping for. Explaining the late roll of the dice, Tuchel said, "We played with Saul as a number and 9 and we brought on Trevoh for maybe a goal from a set piece because he is very strong at set pieces. It was a chance we had, so we took the decisions and trying to do the best with the situation." Having held a 5-point lead at the top at the start of the month, Chelsea now find themselves 4 points adrift of leaders Manchester City, and Tuchel admits he is concerned by the number of defensive mistakes that have begun to undermine their title challenge. Lukaku, Ziyech, Werner Chelsea injury and COVID-19 news ahead of Wolves Premier League clash. All of the latest injury and COVID-19 news from the Chelsea camp ahead of the Blues' Premier League clash with Wolves. Chelsea's injury and COVID-19 woes appear to be worsening ahead of the Blues' hectic festive period. Thursday was a disastrous day for the club, the COVID-19 crisis with 4 players testing positive ahead of the 1-1 draw with Everton. The next assignment is a clash with Wolves at Molineux on Sunday afternoon, and Tuchel will be hoping that his side can respond from this latest setback. Takes a look at the latest team news coming out of Stamford Bridge ahead of the game. Romelu Lukaku, Timo Werner and Callum Hudson-Odoi. The 3 players tested positive for COVID-19 in the build-up to the Everton game, with each of them in line to play some part in this contest. However, they were all forced to watch on from home after they returned positive COVID tests, which saw a makeshift attack fielded against the Toffees. Football London understands the results of those were confirmed yesterday morning, with Tuchel confirming Ben Chilwell, Callum Hudson-Odoi, Timo Werner and Romelu Lukaku are the players to have tested positive. Kai Havertz was also absent from the Everton matchday squad due to an illness which is still unknown as to whether it was due to COVID-19 or not. What Tuchel has said: "Kai feels unwell, he's not positive yet, but we're waiting for test results and we decided to not bring him to the squad. We did some extra tests at 12 o'clock today to make sure who would arrive at lunch. From there we had to pick the team. Would it be the same lineup? I don't know. The situation started yesterday with the players feeling unwell and not training. We had to confirm the flow tests and wait for the PCR results. The results are the results and the situation is the situation. We still have a strong squad and one we want to push forward, and that should be able to compete. Like always, we focus on the guys who are there. Hakim Ziyech and Ruben Loftus-Cheek. The aforementioned duo suffered injury scares in the first half and second half against Everton. Loftus-Cheek was the first to suffer a worry after he landed awkwardly on his ankle after contesting a long ball with an Everton player in the 20th minute. Straight after half-time, it was the Moroccan who suffered a slight worry after sustaining an accidental ankle problem and a collision with Alex Iwobi. Thankfully, the pair were able to run off their injuries and play on for the time they did, meaning involvement against Bruno Laga's side is highly likely. Mateo Kovacic. Despite previously believing that the Croatian midfielder could be back in action, Kovacic is 50-50 as to whether he plays any involvement in the clash against the West Midlands outfit after recently coming out of isolation from COVID-19. He has not made a Premier League appearance since the 7-0 thumping of Norwich City back in October. The midfielder is in contention to make the squad for the Wolves clash. N'Golo Kante. Whilst it is unlikely that Kovacic will start in the Blues showdown with Wolves, one man who is a certainty to return to the starting lineup is World Cup winner N'Golo Kante. The Frenchman has missed the last 5 Premier League games after he was an unused substituted against Everton, but after the 1-1 draw, we could see the Frenchman now given his first start at the weekend after returning from injury. Ben Chilwell. Chilwell looks set to be out for some time yet with the knee injury suffered in the Champions League victory against Juventus. The defender won't likely be seen until after the new year as he continues his recovery, albeit having returned to the grass over the past few days. Chelsea are in pole position to sign Torino defender Gleison Bremer, according to reports in Italy. With the transfer window fast approaching, Chelsea are looking at areas they need to strengthen and defence is a priority. Bremer has been attracting interest from Chelsea and Liverpool in recent weeks, while West Ham and Tottenham are also said to be keeping tabs on him. According to Italian newspaper Tuttosport, the Blues are now in pole position for his signature, with a move even possible in January. Torino are struggling to agree a new deal with the Brazilian beyond his current contract that runs until 2023, and Chelsea are keen to take advantage of the situation. The report states his next destination, England, is perhaps imminent, as a result of the contract standoff. The 24-year-old has become a key player for the Serie A side since joining from Atletico Mineiro in 2018, and his commanding displays have not gone unnoticed. With Andreas Christensen, Thiago Silva, Cesar Azpilicueta and Antonio Rudiger all out of contract next year, a new defender is currently the priority. Tuchel recently made it clear to Rudiger that nobody is bigger than the club, but it's clear he still hopes an agreement can be reached for him to extend his stay in West London. "We absolutely accept and are fully aware of the importance of Tony and the role that he's playing on and off the pitch," said Tuchel. "There is no doubt about that. It's true that nobody is bigger than the club, and this is a team effort and a strong club. It's not only about Tony, and I mean that in the best way, because we know what he's doing and we're fully aware of it. In the end, we need a bit of patience. I have no update right now."
That is on Chelsea News today. If you like the video, don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Thank you very much. Goodbye and see you by tomorrow news.